Hello Stampers, it is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with our third virtual or very virtual catalog launch, Facebook Live. I have got some pretty cool projects today. I didn't know if I could, hold up to yesterday's standard with those books and then that embossing paste, but I think I may have done it. I've got a great idea for today, or had a great idea, and I brought it to life, and I have kind of a special project. I pulled something out of the garbage, believe it or not, and you're going to be really excited to see what I pulled out of the garbage. Like the scrap garbage, not like garbage. So it's going to be super fun day. Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. How about that catalog? Have you gotten some sneak peeks? If you didn't get your catalog, it's all new to you. But it's always really great to see it come to life, and I always love the projects that Stampin' Up! Shares. It's kind of straight from the source. They're the ones that came up with the idea. So anytime I am drawing a blank on a project, that's where I go first. I go to the Stampin' Up! Catalog, I go to their YouTube page, I go to their online resources, because if you go online, if you click a stamp set, there's also usually, or almost always, I think there always is, like 3 or 4 images that go along with it that give you some sample ideas. So that's where I go first. So that's why I wanted to share those resources with you today as we waited for this to happen. Of course, I didn't have time to look at too many of them because I was busy getting ready for today and answering some calls, and I placed some orders this morning. I placed our retreat order this morning. For those that have already ordered, I'm going to start working on the samples and getting those kits ready. So we have a one-day virtual, or it's not really virtual, but one-day retreat in a box at the end of the month. Registration ends for that, I believe, this weekend. I got to double check the date on that, but it's going to be a really great time. And I just got part of the home decor project in the mail today. That's really going to be great. So I'll show you kind of the inspiration of what's going to happen there. I don't have the sample, but I was inspired by a friend's project that was shared with me, or given to me as a gift, actually. And so I see some people are laughing. I got to try to find this again. So I'm looking here, there, sorry. That's just the way it goes. Let's see if I click on one of those comments. There it is. Okay. So Elizabeth said the dragonflies are her favorite. I still have to share that one yet. I have a whole bunch of samples and some project ideas for that. And there are Memory and More kits for, a Memory and More card pack for the dragonflies. So that means I'll probably be having a class for that. And there's some scrapbooking ideas. And now that I'm into those little envelope books, there's a concept for that. And so I'm excited to see where that's going to go. And I'm not sure really. So after yesterday's projects, I had, I don't know, maybe I said that already. I had 2 friends message me and say, what is going on with your stamping? You're really stepping outside of your box. Or one said you're stepping outside of your box, and someone said, like, where's my friend? You're usually a simple stamper. So, I know how to step it up every once in a while. And today I'm actually showing you a very simple stamping idea, but then I have some stepped up projects too, and they really look stepped up and really fancy, but very, very simple. Okay, so I think it's going to be about time to get started. Oh, one more thing while I have you here. I do thank you very much for joining all 3 of the Facebook Lives. I'm going to do a bonus one this evening to talk just about the starter kit special that we have. I call it the Happy Shopper Starter Kit Special because some people take it a little bit too serious and think that there's all this obligation after you purchase it, and there's not. And so I do want to talk a little bit about that, answer any questions that you may have, or, I'm always talking about this Cafe Crafter group if you want to know a little bit more about what we do. And then also a little aspect of it, if you want to just tune in and see what I do day to day. So if you have any questions about what I do, kind of where my journey started and where it is, because guess what? Tomorrow is my 6-year anniversary with Stampin' Up! Hard to believe that, or not 6-year. Oh my goodness, where did I get that? 5-year anniversary with Stampin' Up! So it's kind of a big one that I have been with Stampin' Up! 5 years tomorrow. And that was just by chance that I have a Facebook Live tomorrow. I thought yesterday I should check because I knew I signed up in January. I just didn't know what day. And so 5 years tomorrow, I cannot believe even where we've come from a year ago when I began this journey full time into Stampin' Up! And kind of switched over. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be 8 o'clock tonight, right back here in the very virtual group. I'm going to have some prize patrols. I have a whole basket of prizes that I'm going to give away to those that ask questions. So you can message the questions. Actually, after this Facebook Live, there's going to be a post that says it, that I will be back at 8. You can post your questions there, or you can post them live this evening right during the live. So a couple options, and those that ask questions, you're going to be getting some prize patrols. Okay, and I'm gonna sit at a table over there, and so then I have to clean up this workspace that's behind me that you can't see right now, so you'll get to see my room cleaned up. That's gonna force me, as soon as I'm done, to get cleaned up, because 3 days of like, in my stamping terms, extreme projects, which to you, this isn't extreme at all, but to me, this is kind of like extreme stamping. Actually, the thought that I came out, or I said to someone earlier, is I'm like next level stamping. I've reached a new level, but I'm going to be bringing it back down to my regular simple stamping level most of the rest of this catalog. So anyways, that is what's going to go on. I'm going to clean up my mess. I'm going to get ready for this evening and give you a little different view of the room instead of right behind me where you're looking now. Okay, so as you can tell, probably in my voice, just how excited I am about this new catalog. I can now share with you the inside of the catalog. And so hello to those that are watching live. Maybe you're catching the replay. I appreciate that too. I've got cords all over the place because my phone was going dead, so I hope that's out of view. I'm trying to get a decent view here. And I moved my tripod earlier. I do a team meeting Facebook Live weekly. And so I sat over at my table for that. So I moved my tripod. So that's why I was a little bit late today. Not anything new, but I decided to do it over there this morning. And so then I went to start the video today and I didn't have a tripod. And I was like, oh yeah, that would help to have a camera. Okay, so I got a few things going on over here. So what are we sharing today? So today I am going to use the Art Gallery Suite. I can even open it up. So that is what is on the front of the catalog. And I have all the supplies behind me. I can open this up and show you all the pages now. I should have done a catalog walkthrough, but we're not gonna have enough time for that today. So we'll have to do that again. I have more card samples coming from a swap that I participated in. So watch out for that. I will do like another like fun Friday type afternoon. I don't know if it'll be a Friday, but something like what I've done in the past where I share all those samples. Right now, I'm just gonna give you a quick view as I try to find my art gallery set. Oh, this is the All Occasions Club class. There's going to be some love theme, so it'll be, you could use it as Valentine, but also as like wedding anniversary is going to be the All Occasions class that you can sign up for. The email goes out on Thursday. And Hydrangea Hill, beautiful stuff here. And let's just keep on moving kind of slow, just giving you a little taste of what's going on here. Fan favorite here, the Dandy Garden. I'll be sharing more with that. I don't have enough time to share it all. And, as I'm sharing all of these, some of the projects that I've shown, probably not any of them that I've stamped live, are going to, I'll feature them again, okay? So like what I'm sharing today, it's probably gonna pop up again. We have quite a few months of this catalog. This is the stamp set I'm going to use in one of my classes for the retreat. Although so I'm keeping it very general. So it'll be sentiments and I'll have all the die cuts and everything cut out. So that way, if you don't own it and you have the different sayings that you want to use, you can really figure that out. And then this one is what I'm using for Birthday Club this month. I'm so excited about that. I have 2 of the samples made already and they are super fun. Okay, so Fine Art Floral. This is what I'm using today. Let me bring these all to life to you, for you. So we have the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper, and I was looking through my little templates here. I used almost all of them, or at least shared little samples of all of them the last 3 days. And so with that one, those are the papers. And then down here, you'll see this acetate. I didn't open this. I suppose I could. I'm not gonna open it all the way, but I want to keep it in there. Others, once I open it, it's going to go flying. And so that's the acetate that goes with that. There's 3 different patterns. They're definitely similar enough though. So if you were doing multiple projects where you wanted, you could use these 2 the same. And the other one's a little bit different there, you can see. Okay, and so that's the acetate. And then we have ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's got some gold little specks in it. You'll get a good glimpse of this stuff today. I'm going to use it in the projects. And then this is a really fun embossing folder. called, let me check the name. That's mainly why I wanted to open this up, so I could check the names. Everything is so new that I need to cross-reference my wording here. And it is called the Painted Texture 3D Embossing Folder. This one I think is going to be a really fun one to like stamp and then run your paper through. So that's something I'll have to check out. And then again, the designer series paper, it is a 12 by 12 pack of paper. There's something else really fun in there. I'm not even gonna open it though, because I'm kind of scared of it, to be honest. I'm a little bit nervous to use it, and it is this stuff. It looks so fun. It is called Gilded Leafing, and it's gold. I guess once you open this, you need to put it in a big container because it expands. And then there's a special like powder and embossing, like same technique to using this. So I'll figure something out with this. It may, I might have to ease into this one like I did that embossing paste that I used yesterday, but really fun. So if you've used that before, you know, if you are an avid stamper, this is something you're definitely going to want to check out. Okay, so then let me show you, I'm going to show you the other samples at the end. I will show you the inspiration that got me going. I did not have a chance to get my die cut sheet made today. I got too busy making the samples and answering some questions that I didn't get to it. But this is the Art Gallery stamp set, and the dies are beautiful that go with this. You'll be able to see, I think, just about all of the dies in the projects that I'm going to share today. And I need to make sure, yep, okay. My stepped up project of what I pulled out of the garbage, I got to make sure to show that. I'll show that at the end after I share our what I think are kind of simple but stunning projects for today. And this is what inspired me to use this. And this is the inspiration. It is not this. That is going to be our home decor project. It's not going to be a picture thing. Well, you could probably add a picture to it, but it is going to be a concept like this. It's not even necessarily using this stamp set. So it's totally different. Disregard that I even said anything, but I did get some wood pallets to create a project. I guess I should just say that. All right, so this was gifted to me by my friend Brenda Nelson. This is who I created the card for. So now you can see why I needed to send her an extreme birthday card, because this is the kind of thing that she sends me. Can you believe that? Isn't that the coolest? And then you know what? Okay, so she's an artisan, right? So she's got lots of people that follow her blog and Pinterest and all of that cool stuff. She put this on her blog. I felt like almost famous the other day that my picture was on her blog with this beautiful project. So anyways, I just wanted to share that with you because it's absolutely stunning. And then again, look, we're not 2 years younger. We get to say how young we were in all of our photos from a year and a half ago because we haven't been able to see each other. So this is the suite that we are using today. I thought if it was good enough for Brenda, it's good enough for me. All right, so then the next concept that I'm going to do for the cards today came to me from another friend. So as you see, us demonstrators, we share lots of ideas and concepts and whatnot. But I teamed up with Amy Rich to do a team time mini convention that we do with our teams when there's new catalogs a couple weeks ago. And she shared this idea to use the same supplies and make 4 different cards with the exact same measurements. So if you would like to create today's cards, all you would need is 4, I should share that, well, I don't have it set up that way, but you need 4 pieces of bumblebee or your choice of paper, cut at just like the standard card size, so 5.5 by 11, and then 4 pieces of designer series paper, 2 by 5.5, and then your whatever shape you decide. I did the circle and the scallop circle. So I did the stitched and then the scalloped. So I just have 4 of each one of those. And then 4 whisper whites. We are now out of our whisper white, I was gonna say lockdown shortage, but we have basic white now. So now use all the white that you want. We can get white for days and days and days. So we're able to order it today. So I will be going crazy now again using my whisper white, but I really do like the ideas that I came up with when I was trying to conserve it. All right, so let's get started here. And I will start with the first card and then we'll just work right through them. And let's go here. Okay, so I have my first piece. Again, all the supplies are going to be pretty much the same for these. I'm going to cross-reference my sample. I should probably look and see if you guys are here. I'm just chatting away. You know, when I started today, the kids said, Mom, when are you starting? I said, well, I was supposed to be 5 minutes ago. So it's kind of crazy that my kids know my schedule better than me. I don't know what I'm going to do when they go back to school. I think we got word that Brody's possibly going to be going back on the 19th. All right, so I went ahead and used my bowl and fold, got that. See this? I'm going to show this up nice and close. Look at that. Isn't that perfect? It just matches this designer series paper so well. It looks like I actually did that embossing paste on there. Yeah, you probably could too if you wanted to. All right, so let me get out my stamp and seal. I did just start a new one, I think. I don't know, this one's almost gone. Oh yeah, I got a new one there too. All right. And let's just start attaching our layers. And then I'm gonna do some stamping. And so this one, let me see. We're gonna make it, how are we gonna make this one? Let me think here. There we go. It would work either direction, but we're gonna go this direction for today. I will start layering things up. And if this is your first time watching, I'm sure it's not most of your first time watching, but if this is your first time tuning into the virtual stamp party, do make sure that you like, share, comment, fill out that door prize form. There wasn't all that many people that had filled out the door prize forms, but it's at the top of the page. I believe it's at the top of the page. If it's not at the top of the page, just scroll a little bit. You'll see a big post that says door prize. There is a link right there. Just click on that link, fill it out, and then you're entered for door prizes. That is how I contact all of the winners. So that's the only way to win door prizes. So if you're liking, sharing, commenting anyways, you might as well take part in that. Now tonight's little deal will be different. I will, at our question and answer social this evening, if you ask a good question, I'll just send you something. You're gonna have to message me your address though. So we're still gonna need some information from you. All right, so here is my first scallop. I have got Poppy Parade. Okay, the colors I'm going to use today, kind of weird. I know, kind of weird. Is Poppy Parade and Flirty Flamingo. Not two colors I would have ever put together, but those people at Stampin' Up! That get to do this, I don't know how they come up with this stuff, but they've really got it figured out. All right. Here we go. And let's go like so. So photopolymer, I do have my Stamp Pierce mat because it does help give it a little give because there's not that cushion on the stamp like there is on the red rubber ones. And now this is a 2-step stamp. So if I was gonna make like hundreds of these, I probably would pull out my Stamparatus. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead here. These do layer up, but guess what? They're so pretty. And just the layering on it is so nice that if you are not perfect on this, it's not going to matter. It is not going to matter. So watch here. I'm not going to be perfect. It's hard for me to see in the direction that I am. But maybe I'll just show you here how this doesn't matter. See, it just gives it there. Well, I want a little more coloring there. But I'm also going to share with you another little deal. So let's make sure I have Wink of Stella. I need some Wink of Stella. I may have to open one. I think I emptied most of them, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm just going to give a glance around while I finish this card, and I'm sure the Wink of Stella is going to show up. And so I'm going to leave those open. I don't know if that's a good idea. I don't know, but we're just going to go with it. So if we get messy here, well, then we get messy, I guess. And so let's bring this in. I do want to add just a smidge. You're not really going to see it all that much on here, but I do want this flower to have a little stem. So what I will do is bring in my Old Olive. They're pretty much like any color in the catalog you grab is going to coordinate with this. There are so many of them. And there's so many on the sheet that didn't show up that I thought would have been on here. Like here, I thought like Pretty Peacock and Rich Razzleberry, but this is actually Mary Merlot. And when you line them up, it does look great. But they're Coastal Cabana, you could even coordinate in there. So there's many that you could coordinate that aren't listed as the coordinating colors. And I kind of want another little leaf. Let's see, over on this side. See what I can kind of do whatever I want. There we go. I wanted just a little bit of green to sneak out of there. goodness, I'm going to have to say, okay, Susan asked, is there a trick to putting to the putty in the take a pic tool? I'm not using it today, but, okay, take note. I will take note on that, and I will make sure I address that, because, there is, but it is a little bit of practice too. So I will, I can talk about that. I know a little bit about that. I don't, if I had one here, or I do. Okay. Maybe at the end here, let me see what I got here. Hold on. You know, and it's a party, right? I got to answer the questions as they come through. Just like I would at a party, I would get sidetracked at a real party. So why not get sidetracked during this party? Okay, so let's grab something that matches these. I had no plan to add these. So these are the gold gilded gems. They're gonna look really good with this project. And so here we go. Here is my take a pic tool. Let's take a look at this. So maybe someone else has this question. Take a pic tool is the #1, this is not official, nothing official here, but #1 selling tool that Stampin' Up! Has. #1 tool that I sell anyways. So I don't know about everybody else, but this is definitely my #1 tool. Okay, so here, did you see I just pulled that off? It was kind of dirty. So this is meant to be refillable. Okay, so if it's not sticking anymore, it means you need to twist this, okay? Twist it a little bit. And then you see the putty starting to kind of ooze up there. That's what's going to be sticky. So let's take this card. Well, why don't I finish the card I'm working on? There's an idea. Okay, now I lost the card. Oh, this is the card I'm working on. Oh, and it goes this way. Boy, you guys are really in for a treat today. Okay, so I can finish this. Let's go here. And then I'll add that ribbon on this one after. So here we go. You see how that's coming out? That might even be too much, but it's okay. So now I'm going to go like that, and it's sticking. And now I'm going to stick these in place. Let's go here. Ooh, these look really nice. There and here. And now you see the putty starts to come off of there. That's okay. That's going to happen. So now I'm going to go like that, remove that. Sometimes it just kind of oozes up naturally, but if it doesn't, I'm just going to give it a little bit of a twirl. And let's put 2 more over here. Now, some of the bigger gems, it might not work as well. So depending on the texture of things, it really works best with these smaller ones. Another thing it works great with, I'm really getting off the subject here. Whoops, I'm going to drop lots of things here quick. Let me bring out, I don't even know if these are a current thing, but they're in my drawer. Another thing it works really well on is sequins. So if you want to, I can use this side, I can sort through these, but I want that sequin right there. Okay, see that? And then I want to put it, oh, it dropped. Well, I got to be faster than that. So I could go like that. And then I could place it onto my project like so. I'd put a glue dot where I want it to go, and then all I do is set it down, and it would take hold. So I hope that helps answer your question a little bit. Take a pic tool again. This is how it comes. There's also, I have numerous around. So there's also the stylus side. I believe you can switch out these 2 sides. And then on this, the putty side, you can switch it out to have this. You can add this on. It's a die cutting brush. So like when you have really intricate dies, you use this to get all those dies out of your die cuts. And so again, like I said, #1 selling tool that I have, it's definitely a game changer, a lifesaver. If you use your, keep losing your stylus like I do for my scoring board, it's got that covered. It's got me covered there. So just a few different options. And for $10 to have a kind of all-in-one tool, it's wonderful. Okay, so gosh, I really like that. I'm gonna have to add those on all of them now. All right, thank you for that idea, Susan. Okay, so let's move on, and I'm gonna show you ribbon. So I always like to share lots of different ways to use ribbon without tying bows. I always say that, but I know there are so many of you out there that are missing out on life because you don't like to tie a bow, and I get it. I totally get it. So what I want to do is always share with you ways that you can still use ribbon, because I love ribbon, without having to tie a bow. So here is another great way. Okay, you see that? We're just going to do a little zigzag. And we're going to move it back around. This ribbon is part of the ribbon share. All of the mini catalog ribbons are. And I should bring that up too. So thank you to those that have purchased paper and ribbon shares. It was brought to my attention yesterday, and it must have just started, that there's an issue with the PayPal button. I have put a call out to Constant Contact, who I use as my email carrier to send that kind of stuff out. And I have not heard back why the PayPal button is not working. So it's not working. There's another form to pay, or you can message me and I can send you my link, my PayPal link, or if you have it, that's fine. You can purchase and then just send me which picks you like and I'll get you marked down. I'm not sure why that is not working. It worked the other day, so I don't know what happened, but you know, technology. And I checked my other events and it's working fine on those because I was able to register for something else. Actually, my husband is, since my email was linked to it. So my husband is going to go to the team meeting. So my husband signed up for team meeting make and take. So I'm going to let him know when he wakes up. I'm sure he's going to be so excited. But it worked for that. So again, I have no idea. Technology, obviously I should stick to just crafting and adding little gems to things and not worry about the technology. But that's the one thing that I'm always still learning more of. Okay, so look at how beautiful this is. And that little bit of green does make a big difference on this card. And I really like those gold gilded gems. I think I'm going to probably have to add those onto all of the cards. And so there we go. That's our first card. Now, next card I am going to share. I have to get my samples straight. Is going to be this one here. Okay, so next up, again, same supply, so I don't even need to really tell you the measurements again. If I tell them once, I have told you 4 times today. So 5.5 by 11 for our base. I'm using Bumblebee. It's a beautiful paper. Now, a good alternative to Bumblebee, if you don't have Bumblebee, would be Crushed Curry. Is also kind of like a cousin to Bumblebee. All right, so here, do you see this? Fold it in half. Fun fold without even trying. And then no scoring. You just fold it back. Okay, that's it. Easy, right? We can all do that. And then let's just add our piece of 2 by 5.5 designer series. And you could do this with every single paper. So just like I shared those samples yesterday, making, so yesterday I kind of switched it around and made the same card with 4 different designer series papers. You could do that same exact thing with these papers here. So now I'm going to take my white and I'm going to put it in the inside. Now, if this set doesn't scream spring, I don't know what does. Okay, and so that looks wonderful. And now I'm going to do my stamping just a little bit differently on this one with a different stamp. And then I'm going to need to go into my little stash and open up a new Wink of Stella because that one never showed up. It will as soon as I get off this video, like the second, I bet. I will like turn around and it'll just appear. That is how things happen, right? Okay, so now I'm using another stamp from this set. This one is like a little cluster of flowers. I'm going to stick with the same colors though. I am really interested in trying these in the pool party. I've seen some samples with that. Very pretty. And I've got about, oh gosh, it looks like maybe 6 or 7 samples to share that all are just a little bit different at the end here. And so I have not been able to keep up. My comments aren't working. So I did happen to see that Susan said she's sorry for sidetracking me. You know what, Susan, it doesn't take too much. I'm glad that you did because now I know that I need to add those gilded gems. So that is no problem. And again, like I said, it's a party, so it doesn't matter so much. And then I'm still gonna need that. And then. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with some Flirty Flamingo again. Unlikely color combination. Let's go ahead. Another one that I saw added with this is Purple Posy. I saw a little Purple Posy that would look good with this. Or not Purple Posy, I'm wrong. Rococo Rose. Purple Posy, that's what I used yesterday. It's all blending together. So I was a little off. Oh my gosh, do you know why I was off? I did the wrong stamp. But that doesn't look bad. We're gonna leave that. Okay, I'll show you on the next one how it was supposed to be. I'm not gonna worry about it though. I think it looks great. And so let's go here, attach it. And then I am gonna add some sentiments at the end. I'm gonna do all of my heat embossing at the end. I'm gonna add some heat embossing to this because you're gonna see how these look great, just how they are. But then if I add a little heat embossing, it adds just another little element to it. This is one now, these are one we always have to remember. Never fails if I'm making a lot of these cards that like on the last one I mess it up, or same with at a class. This was always fun. I mean, and I'm not bad making fun of anybody. Like that doesn't make a lot of sense. But there was always that one person at class that would always do it the wrong way, and their friends would always give them a hard time and say, you did that the last time, where they put adhesive over the whole part when we did a little fun fold like this. And I only can laugh about it because I do it all the time. It's like I'm laughing with them, not at them. So you see that? So beautiful. I'm going to do a little bit of finishing off at the end with that one, but it looks great just how it is. It would be a nice little note card, but I will add a sentiment at the end. Next card. I have already done the work for this card because I did do a little bit of die cutting. I don't know why I was worried about saving time today because I've been just lollygagging about my day, but I'll add the sentiment at the end for this one too. I will say the measurements again, 5.5 by 11 for our base. That is the standard base for all of our cards. And okay, let's put it back this way. Now I do need a Whisper White. I am short. Oh, here it is. It is right under my stamp that had this. Like, that's not a good idea. But again, there's no shortage anymore, so I can just go crazy with the Whisper White again. There is no pulling scraps out of the garbage. So I did not pull Whisper White out of the garbage. I did pull some out of, I have this little like junk bin of scraps that I give out to the cafe crafters every few months, and I did pull some Whisper White out of there, but no more because we can get basic white now. Okay, and then I will put this here. I'm going to leave just a little border there to see that. And now I did this a little bit differently. I used the embossing folder on my stitched circle, and then I still have my Mossy Meadow scallop circle. Layer those together, apply them with some dimensionals. Oh, it's sticking to me. And I'll put that just a little up from the center. And I have also already cut this out. I stamped it in Mossy Meadow and then I cut it out after that. I should get a little silicone mat here. And that way my adhesive won't get stuck on my table. We'll put that in place. And then I will adhere the flower to the center. And I'm going to show you how to hide that there. So it's going to look like it's all one piece. So I'll line it up as best as I can. And then let me find our ever so beautiful ribbon. And the name of this, I need to remember the names of these things. Fine Art Ribbon. We'll just tie a nice simple bow. Nothing fancy, just how you tie your shoes. Not like yesterday's double bow. That was a fun one. And let me just angle this, and I will attach it with a glue dot. I don't think I've ever went through so many glue dots. These little fancier projects take a lot of glue dots. I need to snip that just a little better. And I'm going to put it right here by the stem. So now it just looks like the stem is right under my bow. That was not quite done yet. Looks great how it is. You could leave it as a note card if you didn't want to add a sentiment. And so we have this one complete. I need to keep my completed ones on one side and my not completed ones on the other. And I have one more card yet to share. And this one is just as beautiful as the other ones. Again, very similar, obviously, because we're using the same measurements. And so again, a 5.5 by 11. I will stamp this one the correct way. I'm going to leave this blank. I will put my Whisper White piece for this one on the inside. So again, 4 pieces of each are going to make you these 4 different designs. So 4 bases, 4 2x5.5, 4 circles, 4 scallop circles. So all the same supplies. You just pick your designer series paper. And had I not made the additional projects that I have here, I would have been able to get all 8 of these cards out of one piece of 12x12 paper. Okay, so let's stamp this one the right way. I'm going to concentrate now. I'm going to think what I'm doing before I stamp. How about I get out the right stamps and put away the wrong ones, and then I won't have trouble. I will bring this one out. And maybe I can't do the other one because I don't know where it went, because I stamped something else right before we started, and it's right here. Okay, I stamped the last little project I'm going to share right before we started because I decided that this would be a nice gift set. So hold on to the end and you'll see how I'm going to give these as a gift. I'm not sure who I'm going to gift them to, but I'm going to gift them to somebody and they're going to love them. Okay, and let's just stamp that. And then there's another 2-step stamp, another layer here. Okay, I love how vibrant this is. A lot of times, you know, sometimes with photopolymer, you don't get a nice crisp image like that, but these ones are stamping really nice. And of course, you know, it helps that I'm using this nice Poppy Parade. I believe I am done with that. So I'm going to set that aside before I get it all over myself. And then I'm going to bring in the Flirty Flamingo. And this is another one. I'm not even sure that this one is meant to line up with this. I don't think it is. So what I'm thinking that it is intended for, maybe if I watched the video that I shared with you all, maybe they told me. Let me grab a scrap piece of paper here. So what I'm thinking is it goes with this one here, okay? So there's another bigger one here. And then if you go like this, look at that. It just gives it just a subtle little difference there. Just another little layer of texture. So I'm thinking that's what it's for. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I just know what I know. So then what I'm going to do, this is the one that I don't think it lines up, but what I did was I just kind of went around it, gave it some color. And then you'll see when I add in my Wink of Stella at the end, why that is really cool. You see, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be perfect, or you can leave it without. So if you like things really nice and neat, maybe you skip that part. Let's put that aside. We are done with those colors as well. And we are getting to the polishing of these cards. I do like to share things 2 times so they can like sink in and you can understand what I'm doing here. So here we go. Here we have this lovely card. We're going to put this here. I'm going to stamp down here. I should do that right now because if I mess up, I don't want to mess up my whole card. You know, there's nothing worse than like stamping and finishing like the last step of the card and then getting it all mucked up. So I am going to finish the stamping on this one. And then the other 2 cards, I am going to do a little heat emboss. And I'm going to show you just a little trick of what I like to do when I heat emboss too. And so I'm going to bring in the Merry Merlot. Again, not likely color combinations that I would normally try, but I'm trusting Stampin' Up! In their coordinating colors and I'm going to go for it. And so I'm using the Thank You. There are so many wonderful sentiments in this stamp set. I didn't even realize it till I started. Let me show you. So look at all of those. Pretty much covers everything that you need. Okay. So that looks good. Looks good. We're good to go. We can put we can put the Merry Merlot away. We are done with the Merry Merlot. And maybe tomorrow, I don't drink Merlot though. Maybe some champagne or some Moscato. Maybe tomorrow for my anniversary, that's what I'll do. You know, heck if I can ever remember my wedding anniversary, but I'm going to sure remember my Stampin' Up! Anniversary. And it's my husband and I. Both of us have trouble with anniversaries. Okay. I I can't even remember how many. 2003 is when we got married. So, all right, let's go ahead. We're going to do that same exact technique. So this is where I can show you 2 times so you understand what I'm doing, and you can see it on 2 different cards. And there are some fun letters that go with this. They're like words. What does it say? I wish I could remember now. Oh, just saying. So it says just saying, and then you can add in those smaller words. So the sorry, just saying happy birthday, you are lovely. So there's the die cut words that go along with it. In the samples that I have from other people, I can share with you how those look. Okay, same concept, just a little simple zigzag. And you don't have to worry about it being perfectly even because it's going to be covered up. You just want the texture of the ribbon to sneak out of underneath your shape. So really any shape would work for these. I like the circle because of the shape of the flowers, but you could certainly make squares work if that's what you have, or ovals. It doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer. And then let's just attach that with some dimensionals. I had been using mini dimensionals. I prefer the bigger ones, but I have been using a lot of mini ones because for some reason I ended up with about, I don't know, 15 sheets of them. I'm probably not that many. That's probably exaggerating. But I ended up with a lot of sheets of them open, and so I needed to use them up. I like them obviously for the little small things, but not when I'm doing bigger things. I prefer the big ones. I'm going to get a Wink of Stella, and then we're going to do a little heat embossing. And this will be a great little happy mistake as well, because it's a good reminder about Wink of Stella. Even if you have one. If you have one, you probably haven't had to get a new one for a while because they do last a long time. It's not something you have to replace very often. But as you see here, there are directions, right? Directions, we could look at those, or we could just toss them to the side like we do, because who wants to look at directions? It's the pen, you just open it up, right? No, we don't just open it up. What you do, see, it comes like this. You open it up, that's true, but we take out this little thing here. It's like a little safety thing. We can toss that to the side. I don't ever put mine back in. I don't know if you're supposed to. I never have. I do store mine like this. I just store it right next to my markers. And then you open it up like so. Now it is ready to go. But I don't want to go right to my project. I like to get a scratch piece of paper before I start. Because what can happen is you're going to squeeze it just a little bit. You don't always want to squeeze it, okay? Just if it's not glittery, that's when you squeeze it. And so I'm going to see if, I don't know if on the video you're going to be able to see this. I think you will, though, if I hold it up close enough. You can see that nice red ink on me. So when I squeeze it, you'll see right here, it starts to come down, okay? So I'm not going to squeeze it too much more. So if you squeeze it too much and you're down here on your project, it'll come out as like a little blob, because you can see that it's working its way down right now. It's getting ready to glitter. And as I go, it's going to start. And so this is even, so once it stops being so glittery as you're coloring, that's something you want to give it another squeeze. But then again, be cautious when you get started, because if you are right down on your project, again, like you got the perfect project and you're finishing it off with Wink of Stella, and then you get a big glob of glitter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with a big glob of glitter. See, and I get impatient. Like right now, I really want it to be working, but I can see that it's right there. And now I can see that it's coming down on the tip, and it is now ready to use. Okay, another tip I like to share. I think Tessie was watching. This was shared by Tessie at a class of hers that I went to. Now, it works really well if you hold up your project to color. And now you'll see the magic that's happening here. I am now blending in these little white spots from where I have that Flirty Flamingo and the Purple Posy. So just by adding this Wink of Stella, it's blending those colors together. And now I know that my glitter is good. It's not too much, so now I can put my project down in color this way if I'd like. And so you'll see, I'm going to do the same on all of these, and then we'll go ahead and and do a little heat embossing to finish. I think I said that about 5 times now. And so then you just get another, you get another color. It almost now looks like you have a petal pink in there. So it looks like you did a 3-step stamp instead of just a 2-step. And look at this one, the one where I stamped the wrong flower. That one even looks good. See, I don't like to start projects over too often. So usually I'm kind of a one and done. It usually works. I don't usually mess around. These are the first samples I made of these cards and they worked great. But I do think about it a lot. So like the last 3 nights, I have not been able to sleep because I've been thinking about these projects. I even woke up the other night dreaming about them and I had to think, did I make that already or not? Okay, so there we go. That finishes that. And then just a couple more things before we show the rest of our samples. I'm going to do, I only need 2 of these sentiments. What I did do, now you might not have this many blocks, but what I did was I put a bunch of the small sayings on some blocks that I have. And I'm going to heat emboss them all at the same time. So I'm going to take my piece of Mary Merlot, brush it off a little bit here. Oh, I have something really fun I can share with you too. A little thing that you don't even know that you need that Brenda shared the other day. And so of course I went right to Amazon and ordered it. So I'll share that after I'm done embossing. I got it just for embossing. So I'm going to do the happy birthday. And so I'm going to do them all 4 at the same time. And then what I can do is I could have 4 different sentiments ready, you know, because heat embossing can embossing. Oh boy, it's getting late here. It's getting long. So heat embossing, I don't know about you, but I love doing it. But to me, it can be a little putsy. And I think, oh, I don't want to dig out the embossing powder. And then I got to get out my heat tool and the Versa. It's easier just to stamp it quick and be done. But if you do it like this and have a bunch of them at one time, it's not. And so as you see, I'm going to have 4 of them here. Because these ones I want cut out really small. There are some really great die cuts that do go along with this, that you could stamp these and then die cut them out. But you could even set up a template on your Stamparatus. But for today, I want them actually to be even smaller and more petite than the options for the die cuts that are with this collection. And so I'm going to take my gold. I'm going to just tuck this down in my coffee filter in my fancy, it's not Tupperware. It's like a, I don't know what it is, container I stole out of the kitchen. I'm going to put lots of it on there. And let's tack that away. Looks like we got some nice embossed, very nice. And now let's make the magic happen and bring our heat tool. We do need to plug it in. Okay, and hopefully I don't tip anything over here. I've got my water and my coffee still back there. Oh, my cord, yeah, it reaches. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Got my heat tool. I don't wanna burn my fingers, so I do like to use a take your pick tool to hold it in place. Now, some of this, I'm not sure if the samples I have here have it, but these flowers look beautiful heat embossed as well. But again, today, remember, I'm keeping it kind of simple. I just used a couple colors of ink. You would not have to heat emboss these to make them look nice. You could just stamp a sentiment on some Very Vanilla, Whisper White, one of the lighter colors. Would work out just fine too if you stamped in Mary Merlot on a lighter color, if you wanted to add that element of color. Okay, and so I will need to get my cutting tool. And this, our cutting tool does work really nice to cut small sizes. I'm not even going to really measure these. I just want to make sure they get cut apart, and then I can snip them down to the size that I would like after I get them cut out. But I am going to, just so I get my basic cut apart here, because I'm going to want them pretty petite. And then I can set those other ones aside. So you can do multiples at a time, I guess is what I'm getting after. And let's see, I want to use I Miss You. I almost grabbed the ribbon scissors. Don't want to do that. So I'm going to do I Miss You. So as you see, it helps to just have a guide to have it a little bit smaller. I seem to be able to cut a little bit more straight if I have a guide ready. And then I want the happy birthday. Oh, you know what? I do want one other one. I don't know if I stamped it. I sure hope I did. Yes, the You Are Lovely is the other one that I want. I have to finish off the last project, the packaging that I'm going to use to gift these. So let's go with the I Miss You on our Fun Fold card. And this I did add in. I have a soft spot in my heart for this thread. This is from the Forever Greenery Suite. I absolutely love these small little elements like this, just to add another little element to the card. And so like this one, it needs something, but not a big chunky ribbon. So this works great. I'm going to tie a little bow. And what I do like this ribbon because it frays. I think that looks really nice. And so I'll just do that. Now I can bring back my ribbon scissors. And I'm going to put this underneath my sentiment. And that is a good way to get kind of that little messy look of ribbon. That's what I use a lot, is like a big floppy bow put underneath the sentiment. I hope I grabbed a glue dot. Yeah, I did. I was attempting to. I didn't know if I actually did. I should be using my Take a Pic tool to do that. And then I'm going to put the mini dimensionals. So now I can bring back those mini dimensionals in a glue dot for my small ones. So you can see when you're doing a bigger spot or bigger piece, it's really nice to use those bigger dimensionals. But when I have something as petite as this, I'm going to just put it on the one side, and I want it to be level with this. So I'm only going to put a dimensional here. And then I'll put a glue dot on this side. Okay, and then I'm just going to offset that and finish that card off. An unlikely color combination that looks absolutely fabulous. And then we have one more to finish here. The one I wanted to leave as a note card. So this one is going to be Happy Birthday. Again, I wanted to do that same little extra element on here, even though I already have this bow here. I was kind of practicing, looking how that looked, and I thought it looked like it was maybe missing a little something. So then I added that little piece of thread. Again, this is from our annual catalog. It's the Forever Greenery stuff. There's some really pretty, very vanilla ribbon that comes with this as well. So it's like a set of two, and I love them both equally. And again, it's going to go on looking like a bow, but underneath it just looks great. It doesn't necessarily look like a bow once it's underneath there. So let's put a glue dot down in place where I want to put it. That'll make it a little bit easier to attach. And then let's use these mini dimensionals again. Oh, I forgot to show you my little tool that you don't know that you need. Now, some of you might have one of these for your computer, but you know what I just bought this for? Now, I don't have a mess here. I'm just going to pretend that I do. Is for embossing powder. Sometimes when you're doing it, it gets all over. So look at what I got. I have a little tabletop vacuum. So see, I can just clean up when I get all of that stuff. I haven't tried it on dimensional backs. Oh, look, it looks like it works pretty good. Not so much. So it looks like for embossing powder, for dust, like I got some dust over here, clean my desk. Oh, it did pick up that dimensional back. Oh boy, life just got a little bit nicer. I used it upstairs on my computer, but I just brought it down because I just got it yesterday. Isn't that cool? Again, you didn't know you needed this. I just got it on Amazon. Let me show you the name. Little tabletop vacuum in my favorite color, Coastal Cabana. So and if nothing else, if it stops working, it's going to look really nice on my desk. So anyways, the tool you didn't know you needed. All right, along with get the take a pic tool first. So the take a pic tool is way more important than a mini vacuum for your desk. Okay, so that finishes that. I think we finished off all of our cards. Let me show you now. This is where I wanted to add this one. Look at this. This is a little acetate box out of the catalog that I would gift all of these cards for because these match. If I'm going to gift a set of cards, I do love it if they all coordinate, because how impressive is that? If you give this to somebody who's never stamped before, man, they're going to think that you are like the coolest person in the world, and they are going to absolutely adore your cards. And I'm going to add the "You Are Lovely." And then because it's going to sit up on top of that other flower. So this is that flower that I stamped wrong. That's that one die cut, where I used the die cuts to cut it out. I did use one of the circles behind it where I also did the stamping. And then I used the designer series paper in the back. So all the same elements from the card. No new supplies, all the same supplies. I'm going to just push that down a little bit. But that would make for a lovely card too. And I did not stamp the envelopes. Again, until today, I thought we were on a shortage of all of that. So I hadn't gotten any envelopes out. But these would look beautiful inside of here. And again, I'm going to have to take these out to go back. And I'm not even going to put them in right now. But look at how nice that would look together. Love it. This one is probably my favorite. In the box, I love how that turned out. Okay, now are you ready for that last project that that I have to share from yesterday? This is the one I pulled out of the garbage. I'm not going to make it, so the rest of this is just going to be showing you some projects. And then last but not least, the samples. Oh, you know what? Let's show the samples first, and then I will share with you that final project that I pulled out of the garbage. Let me move these out of the way. I'm going to look at my screen, make sure I'm kind of out of the way. So I hope you enjoyed those. Again, what was the name of that? The Work of Art Gallery Suite. I will share the item number, because now if I share the item number, you can just click right through and go to it now that the catalog is live. And I will link it to the host code. So if you do like anything and you want to order anything, you can do that. Link to the host code. First come, first serve on the stamp sets. There is definitely enough to go around. I will start emailing tomorrow to get those picks. So if you place a $50 order, you get to pick a free stamp set from me. That special goes through Sunday. So those that place first will get the first dibs on them. Some of them are new, some of them are slightly used, and some are retired. Newly retired, like I have the gnome set. I have lots of them. So anything that I showed for Christmas that retired, I pretty much have in the basket. Okay, so I should share with who these are from. Kathy Seal. That ornate frame looks great with that. Same with this one. That must have been a favorite. I guess maybe it was shown in the catalog together. This is Terry Gaines. She's who organizes the swap, so she does a wonderful job. I'm really appreciative that she does all the work to organize for us. And so here you will see on some of these, this is Kelly Schutte. I'm not sure how to say that. She is from Oak Grove, Minnesota. You will see that die cut where you can cut the sentiments out of that. They fit perfect in these die cuts. I really enjoy that card. And you'll see the embossing folder on these. This was my favorite, probably the most simple, but I love it. This is definitely going back to my normal style of stamping, not what I have been kind of bringing out the last couple of days. Carol Rosengren created this card, inspired by Anne Wallace. Looks like my light is turning funny. I don't know if it's funny on the screen. Well, I don't want to shut it off, but then it'll be, who knows what will happen then. All right, so this is using that same color combination, same designer series paper that I used today, and that is Lynn Feldkamp. I know I have cased many of Lynn's cards over the years. I say that years as if I've been doing this for hundreds of years or 20 years. Over the last probably 3 years, because I haven't always swapped with this group, probably in the last 3 years. Okay, and so lovely. You'll see how this layers up nice. And this is Sandy McManus. So she used that acetate paper on hers. That color combination is very nice with that pattern of designer series. And then my favorite color and card made by Chris Anderson, the Coastal Cabana. and that is Stacy Kratz. Oh, I love Stacy's cards. Stacy is in my uplines group. She is quite the stamper as well. And then, oh, this is where they did use that technique. I have got to shut this off. I wonder if my other light is on while I finish up. I don't have much left to share, but so if it doesn't work, let's see here. Oh, good. That light's on. I'm going to switch lights. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see. But I need to photograph some of these at the end. So I'm going to shut off that one that was blinking funny. It looks like I might need a new light bulb. Okay, let's move this over here. Switcheroo here. It'll give me a chance. I got some new lights. It'll give me a chance to see. I got to figure out how to position these better. I don't know if they were everything I thought they were. Not like my little vacuum. Okay, and this is the last one I have to share. Again, this is using that technique, I believe, where they inked up the embossing folder and then ran it through. Whoops, see, now I'm dropping stuff. Okay, that means it's time to clean up. All right, and this one is from Julie Sumrock. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. From Forest Lake, Minnesota. And she did the heat embossing on the inside of that flower. So all very beautiful cards. And so last but not least, I'm going to show you that one that I pulled out of the garbage where I thought you said, where I said, I bet you're thinking I'm wasting that template. Guess what? I wasn't wasting it at all. I saw it today and I thought there is no reason why I could not make a card out of that glitter piece that I used as a stencil yesterday. So I'm hoping, I'm trying to move this around so that you can see the embossing paste on there and just how pretty it is. And all I did to attach it, now if I was going to do it again, I would probably make sure I put the paste to the edges. But again, I didn't know I was going to do this. I thought I was just throwing it away. So I pulled it out of the garbage today. I added a whole bunch of layers. This light is not working. It is goofy, man. Okay, I guess it's not too bad. Oh man. And then I did the heat embossing on the back side of one of the pieces of designer series paper to finish it off. So this is definitely a fancy, fancy card. And so this is, I kind of used the judgment or the, I don't know what you call it, but when I was scrapbooking a lot, what I always said, people say, well, how do you know if a page is done? And I would say as soon as it starts to look gaudy, but not quite, then you're done. Then you stop adding stuff. And that's kind of what I did here, is I just kept adding flowers and then it was done and it looked great. And I thought, well, it's not quite gaudy yet. So then I added this. And now what I probably could do is add some of those gold gilded gems too. So I added that ribbon behind. So I pretty much have all the elements in this. I don't know what kind of flowers these are. If anybody knows, I have no idea what kind. I don't know my flowers to save my soul. But guess what? They go really great with that succulent die cut. All right, we're going to finish things off. I think I have showed enough for today and rambled on enough, but I really hope that you enjoyed the cards the last few days that I have shared. Definitely some more stepped up projects than what I've made in the past, but also very simple. Again, today's, anybody could do this. You could use this with any stamp set, any designer series paper. You could just do this where you added a sentiment here in different designer series paper. So actually very simple stamping that was shared with you today. And Monday for sure, because we did all those kits on Monday. And so let me just bring these all in for one nice screenshot for you. And then the cute box to gift them in. Although I am going to have a hard time letting go of these. I'm going to have to hold on to these for a few weeks and just take them all in before I decide that I can gift them. All right, everybody. I hope that you absolutely loved the projects today and that you will join us tonight if you have any interest at all in knowing more about the Stampin' Up! Opportunity or what I do day to day. Maybe you want to just ask some questions and win some prize patrols. Come back at 8 o'clock tonight and I will just do a question and answer. Some questions have been messaged to me already, so I'll answer those about the opportunity of being part of our Cafe Crafter group and that Happy Shopper Stamper Special. And that's about all I have for right now. I am going to be back live with some stamping projects tomorrow. Back though in the regular Stampin' Scrap Tammy Facebook page tomorrow at about 11 a.m. I'll probably do a little bit closer look through the catalog and I have some more samples to share. And then I'll figure out a little stamping project. It definitely won't be this intense and this long. It'll be a rather quick project because I got a lot to do tomorrow. But I still will come live because that is our regular time, Wednesday at 11 tomorrow, 11 Central. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful evening, and I hope to see you back at 8 p.m. Central tonight for our question and answer. Have a great day.